Hi, welcome back. I apologize from the last time that we've met. We were quite short, so today we're going to complete our CHIMP 102, our configuration. So we've already looked at our Cucumber configuration. Today we're going to have a look at our CHIMP configuration and Selenium configuration. So the configuration I had prepared earlier have watched through. If I just type the command CHIMP, and then let's so nvm use 5.5.0, okay, which is the version that we've been using. So when I execute CHIMP, it will go for spin our Selenium standalone, and it will execute the transaction of the Google search. So as you can see, that's doing the Google search for ChimpJS, and its failure, as we've changed before, is the XX. So we're gonna change that, so it's gonna pass. Also, if you see, it has watch, dev, or focus. So if we change the tag as well, you see that it will still pick up the transaction and will still execute. And as you see, it is past transaction. Okay, so that's for our watch true. As you remember, because it's the configuration, I have to stop my execution if I want to change this. So if I change this to false and execute CHIMP again, or my command prompt, it will just execute everything under the available tag that we have. As you can see, that's executed the Google search. Okay. So critical. Let's just add one of our conversation test cases to be critical. So I'm just gonna go critical in here, and we're gonna ignore this one and this one. And as we run our CHIMP, it should run our conversation test first, and then it will run the Google ones. If we change this, so we're gonna add this critical tag into our feature for Google. Yeah, and we run CHIMP again. It should run the Google one first, and it should run then the conversation after. Okay, so offline, at the moment we have it as true. As soon as I change this to false, what will happen is I will run my CHIMP command again, and what it will try to do, it will try to look for our Selenium grid, and then any updates. A good command that you can use to understand what's happening is debug. So as you can see, the CHIMP debug command will give you all the logs and pretty much explain, tell everything that it's doing. So as I scroll through my transaction, debug, load, CHIMP are options, and that's all of the options. So they're updated based on the ones that they have. Interrupt, so no process, Selenium object created, star, install Selenium driver if needed. But there was no Selenium requirement, so it just ran and closed the transaction. And then you have all your details of what has run. So that is a really good command that you can use, the CHIMP debug. Okay, so let's look at something interesting now, which is our Selenium grid. Okay, so within this tutorial, we're gonna be using source labs, and you can actually specify your user ID and your key, and all of those details pretty much are on CHIMP tutorials and on source labs tutorials. So we're gonna execute our transaction, but before that, what we'll do is we go into source labs, my username, okay, my password, okay. So if we run CHIMP, okay, so what you see, these are the ones I've tested before. So the IS is not working very well, so what I'll do is I can actually change the configuration that I want to run on. So the moment I have Safari iOS, but I can do this different. What you can, the documentation you can actually get from the docs into in Sauce Labs on regards to how you can actually connect to different browsers. So if we're gonna look at web testing, you have all of the details in there. Running automated web test, and it gives you all the details of how you can set it up and a video of how it runs. Example of Selenium scripts, and the different ones. So the one we're using Node.js, it will explain all the things that you can do. And so for example, the browser name, we can, instead of use Safari, we can use Chrome. So I'll change my details to Chrome, and you can actually do Windows XP. So you can actually change your platform to Windows XP. Right, so as we're gonna run our transaction on CHIMP, click run after I update it. So this will go into my Sauce Labs account, and it will deploy a browser, and it will run those transactions. And they should be running here. So as you can see, I love my iOS. Most likely is if it's caching, it could run on the old browser, but no. If you see, it's Windows XP 49. Even though it says success and the step is failed here, is because it's probably waiting for a transaction. Let's run it again. So what I'll do this time is I'm not going to run the conversation test cases. I'm going to ignore all that feature. I'm just going to run my feature for Google search, Chrome, Windows 7 this time. Okay, and as we run CHIMP again, we'll see that the concurrent VMs, it will start executing. So this is starting to show in there, and what you'll see is the transaction should start showing in here. There we go. So if you see Windows 7 probably much faster, everything passed, and you can go into your execution. So I love my iOS. I'll show you where you can configure that, so you can actually change that. You have your different details, and Sauce Labs gives you a video of how it looks. So that actually just show you all the execution that happened, and it's finished, right? So let's see. You see the name here, that's the one that will change. So you could potentially change this. I love my Chrome on Windows 7, and I can run that. Also, you can run watch transaction, which pretty much will leave open a connection with your Selenium grid. So what you see is something will start. Now, if you see this is still running, and this concurrent version is not closed yet, so what happens is that session is still open. So if I change this to at watch and save, you'll see that this starts running again. So Sauce Labs must have some kind of smarts to close it if it's idle for a while. But again, here's our transaction again. And as we go back to our dashboard, our new executions are in there. If I close this one, it will stop my watch. Again, if I go into my session, I love my Chrome on Windows 7, you'll see it just runs the transaction again. Okay. So there we go. So we had a look at our Selenium configuration, our CHIMP configuration, and our Cucumber configuration. And that should give you enough tools to get you going and experimenting with Cucumber and CHIMP. Thank you very much. Bye.